Now, she's put his passport through the thing and just said, you need a permit, you haven't come up. So he's sitting on the naughty step. Okay, so it's quite hard to show you in this video because the map's not great for the area we covered.
No, we came kind of up this way very slightly. It was an interesting trip. We took the ferry across to Nanaimo, and then we kind of took the coast road, which ran parallel with the main road, but took the coast road all the way up to Courtenay. And then we had 2 days of being taken around various back roads, but include up to Campbell River, around the back here somewhere, and whatever. And I'm sure there was more to it than that.
But the map's
too small. But on this scale of map, it's too small. So we had a couple of days.
Nice couple of days.
And we came all the way back down. We actually chose the main road this time. I won't go over it. All the way down to Duncan. Then we came off the side here into the top of Lake Cowichan. And the next day we came around the other side of Lake Cowichan, down into Port Renfrew. That was a nice road, actually. And then we kind of worked our way all the way around the bottom to Victoria. And Victoria we came Ferry across to there. And then we spent the first night, obviously we're in the States at this stage, somewhere down here.
And we've run out of maps, so we'll show you that on the next video.
That was just finding the night's sleep. So
yeah, that's the area this video covers.
There you go.
Twirling in. Oh God, I'm on a chair on wheels. Doesn't really work, does it? Anyway, here we are.
Well, you could twirl in on the wheelie chair.
Oh, should we try that? That's noisy. I'm not going to do this. Hang on a minute. Twirling in. Anyway, here we are. Should we carry on? We had a fantastic few days in Vancouver, and from there we went straight to Vancouver Island.
We did. We nearly missed the ferry.
Yeah.
We won't talk about whose fault that was.
What? I was following the sat-nav. I can't even remember, it's so long ago.
But what you have to do is program the sat-nav for the right place.
Yeah. I thought you get to near the place, you'd get signs, wouldn't you? But we didn't want to go on the main road, so we didn't see the signs, did we?
No.
If we'd gone on the main road, we would have seen the sign. Anyway, we got to the port about a minute after the ferry was supposed to have left.
Yeah.
And she was about to shut the gate where you buy the tickets. She went, let us in. So she
2 bikes led us straight on to the ferry.
Yeah. Oh, and we got, just as they were shutting the ferry doors, but virtually. On our way to Vancouver Island. Got to Vancouver Island and had a nice run up the coast, didn't we? Took the coastal path.
Yeah, we did. We took the coastal road. It was, didn't see much coast though.
Yeah, once we got out of the town of where the ferry arrived, Nanaimo.
We still didn't see much coast.
Okay, we got out of the town. This would be the nice coast, and it got better. It did get better, but then the coastal land has been bought up with houses, or private houses, obviously, and then so you can't. The road goes behind the houses. They've got their houses built between the road and the coast.
So you call it the coastal road, but you don't get to see much of the coast.
No, not really.
It's a shame.
As you get further north, it gets better because
it gets better.
Less houses. But we did get some nice little runs. It was nice. Arrived at Simon and Faye's.
Yeah.
And they nice little welcome sign on the top of the garage door, didn't they? It's fantastic. So nice to see them again. It's been 10 years since I've seen them, so it's so nice.
It's the first time I met them.
First time you've met them.
Yes.
And then we had a lovely couple of days of them. We stayed for 3 nights, I think, and we had a couple of days of them showing us around.
Entertained us, basically.
Yeah, absolutely fantastic.
They were wonderful.
They said, "What do you want to see?" We said, "Anything. Just take us wherever." So they did.
Yeah, I want to see a bear. And guess what? We saw a bear.
Yeah, we did see a bear. So we went to Williams Beach.
Yes.
That was the first walk, and a nice walk along the beach. Saw a heron.
Yeah, wading through the seaweed.
Oh yeah, once you got past the seaweed, it was a lovely walk actually.
It was a beautiful
beautiful beach.
and the sea was really calm, and you could look across the, I suppose the sea. It is a sea because it's the island, and you could see all the clouds and things above the mountains on the mainland.
Yeah.
Where it was all wet and horrible, whereas we were in beautiful sunshine. And there were no winds, and virtually no waves, and the seals kept popping their heads up out of the water.
Yes.
And the herons.
Yes, it was lovely seals and herons. And we went from Williams Beach along the coast a little bit further to Seal Bay. I don't think we saw any seals in Seal Bay as it happened.
No.
But there was a lovely, very steep but lovely walk down through the forests.
Jurassic Park film.
What are we doing?
Going on a
bear hunt. Now you've got to sing it. Going on a bear hunt. We're not scared. Face behind. I keep looking up my nose at the camera because I can't see it with my glasses on. Lush green forest. It was gorgeous.
It was almost like a tropical forest.
It was virtually, yeah.
Not that I've been to a tropical forest.
Like a rainforest.
The rainforest,
Yeah.
that's the one.
That's what you mean, yeah. And then you
Beautiful, some really old trees and ferns and
down this
dripping
really
water.
steep steps, and then you popped out of the trees, and suddenly you're on the beach. So that was nice. But then we did see loads of seals
We did.
on Fisherman's Wharf, wasn't
Yes. Yes, they're all sunning
it?
themselves.
Sunning themselves on the pontoons.
Yeah,
Is that what they call it?
Yeah, pontoons.
Something like that. Yeah, it was nice. The next day, we had a lovely walk to Elk Falls.
Yes, it was. Elk Falls, where anyone who knows me knows I do not like heights particularly, and particularly not with a bad back. But there's a suspension bridge which has got to be,
High.
yeah,
Very high,
I'm
very
going to guess that it may even be 100 foot up in the air, at least 50 feet, if not 100 feet.
Yeah.
And yeah,
You'd have a bruise if you fell off it.
Oh yeah, and it bounces. It's
Doesn't help when people go like that, does it?
No, it's quite steep. It's quite steep at either end, and it bounces and stuff. But yeah,
It's fun.
we made it. We made it to the other side and back again.
And back again. And then we walked again through it's like a rainforest.
Mm.
Big trees. Faye and I had a little tree hug, didn't we? Big trees, and then down to the river that obviously goes into the falls. And there's flattish stones you can kind of walk out on. It's a little bit hairy. You don't want to slip over and then.
Well, you
down
slip
the falls.
in it because then you end up down the fall.
Yeah, you go back a few yards and then whoop, over you go. But we went down there and got some nice shots, and then carried on a lovely walk along the river there.
Yep. Back up through the forest.
And back up through the forest. Yeah, it was really good. And from there, we went to, what was the name of the hatchery called?
I don't know.
Quinsam.
Salmon Farm.
Quinsam River Hatchery. It was a salmon farm.
Okay.
Yeah.
Salmon Farm.
It was a salmon farm.
And it's great. What they do is they create a salmon trap by using the salmon's instinct of always wanting to swim upriver. They create a sort of almost like a ladders, if you like, and then the salmon actually swim into the hatchery.
And tanks of them. They're still trying to swim up because the tanks then had gates, and they were swimming up the waterfalls and the gates to get up into the next tank.
Yep.
So they did all the work for the fishermen, and they just scooped them up, I suppose.
They did, but those that didn't go up the ladder and those that had spent their time, it was a nice feast for the seagulls. The seagulls were picking over some of the bits and pieces. The salmon were looking less than pristine.
Yes, but there were some in that little bit of river, which I actually put the camera under the water and the salmon swam right up to. I got a really good shot, didn't I? That was quite. But he didn't look very glowing.
No,
he didn't look great.
He'd done his time.
Yeah.
I mean, a salmon's job is to go and swim in the ocean for a few years and then come back up, basically lay its eggs or fertilise eggs, and then dies.
Yeah.
It's a one-way trip.
And then, on the way back from the salmon farm, we had the experience of a lifetime.
Well, yeah, but almost before then, there was a young lady who was
at the hatchery, yeah.
at the hatchery, stood up
the
there,
river.
and she was there for ages, stood there. We got talking to her, and she said that she had heard report of a bear in the area, that had come out by the hatchery.
About 10 minutes earlier.
So she was waiting for the bear to appear.
To reappear.
She had patience. She had more patience than we
We
did.
stood for about a minute, went, oh, not waiting anymore.
That was longer than a minute.
I know it was, but...
But then we decided, no, we need to crack on.
The thing is, once they've been there, they're on their way somewhere. They don't keep popping in and out. Yeah. So anyway, we just cracked on. We thought, oh, well, never mind. And then we were crossing this little bridge. It was a normal little bridge on the normal-sized road. Not high off the river, just took you across the river. And Faye...
She just shouted out, "It's a bear!"
And Simon, no.
And Simon said, no, it wasn't.
It probably wasn't.
It's a bear!
Excuse the language.
You might have to bleep that one out.
Yeah.
It was hilarious.
There's a little video on YouTube of a little girl with a goat. If you want to
Yeah.
YouTube that, girl with goat, then have a look.
Yes, you'll see where it comes from.
So he slammed the brakes on, pulled in quick. Okay, we'll go and look for this bear. We got out, ran to the bridge, but we can't see it. And then he popped out of the trees. Oh my goodness, there he is. And wow. Yeah, I mean, you'll see it on the video is really quite close up. And that's literally, I did it on my phone, but that's how far we were from it. We were really close, but because we were on the bridge, we were perfectly safe, and he knew we were there. So close, and even Faye said that's a once-in-a-lifetime experience.
Yeah. That was excellent.
Fantastic to be in the same, well, where the bear lives, in his own habitat, but sharing the space.
His environment.
Yeah, when you say sharing the space, we put a great road across it, but anyway. Sharing the space and him being where he should be and not in a wildlife park or in a zoo or something, anything like that. So, yeah, we were just, all four of us still talking about that the next day. Brilliant. Oh my God, he's awesome. It is. Almost so close. Black bear, isn't it? He hasn't got the hump. Oh my God. Well spotted, Faye. Hello. In a minute when he comes up the bank, aren't we? And then we just stopped by, was it Oyster Bay? And that was interesting, not because we saw any oysters or anything like that, but because the whole beach was like covered in logs.
Yes, all the driftwood.
Yeah, but it was like logs.
Well, it was trees.
Yeah, trees.
Trees that had been washed down by the force of the rivers and things during high flow. Ended up coming out into the estuary, and they're all collecting along the Oyster Beach. So you've got sun bleached tree trunks just lying on the beach in various stages of decay. But actually what they were then doing was then trapping a lot of the dust and the dirt that was around, and the beach was actually growing because of the driftwood that was appearing on the beach. Slowly, but you had to walk through.
I've never seen so much wood
relatively new beach.
Yeah, I've never seen so much wood on that. So yeah, that was a fantastic couple of days. So thank you, Simon and Faye. We really did have a great time, and got our laundry done. She filled up our cooking oil bottle and washing up liquid bottle and herbs, and sent us on our way with our empty containers full again. So it was fantastic. Really looked after us.
Pancakes with bacon and proper maple
syrup. That was good. Yeah, good old Canadian breakfast.
Yeah, the fake stuff really just doesn't cut it after you've had the proper stuff.
It doesn't. So from there, we were headed to the States from the south of the island, but we wanted to have another night.
Wild.
Well, exploring. So I wanted to see a bit more of the island. We've only scratched the surface of a beautiful
we didn't get
place.
to stay long enough.
We didn't get north far enough, but that's the weather. We've been chased by the weather at the initial stages of this trip. So we headed for Cowichan Lake, didn't we? I thought, well, let's do the whole loop around Cowichan Lake, and we can camp at the top end of it. There's a campsite there.
2/3 of it is off-road.
Yeah, we got a third of the way along, and they went, oh, okay, it's just a bit off-road, that's fine. Okay, it's carrying on. Get a little bit sketchy now. But we had no choice, we had to carry on. So we did it, and we got there okay. But yeah, that was...
We got to the campground, which during the height of the summer would be very popular. But there really weren't very many people there at all.
What's it called? Heather. Didn't see any Heather, but it was called Heather.
It was called Heather.
Heather Campground.
And we managed a pitch which was right on the beach.
Oh, it was gorgeous. Right on the beach. And as you say, because it wasn't busy, there was nobody else there.
Nope.
I think way further down the beach there was somebody, but we couldn't see them or hear them. Just saw their smoke from their campfire. And we had a gorgeous night there. That's where we're pitched tonight. We've got a stonking view of that. I mean, look at that. It's so gorgeous. Well, I am going to attempt to go for a swim. Let's see. Oh, it's so clear. It's actually that cold. It's really, really cool. But it's not hurting my legs. It's so clear. Right, let's see if I can get in. Cole's cooking the supper. Bless him. He doesn't want to come for a swim. I don't know why. Mad decision. Right. Oh, this is lovely. Cole light the fire as well, so I can... Oh, that's too deep there. Lovely. Look at that for a swim view. I mean, seriously, what a sunset. What an absolute sunset. I'm hoping Carl gets his camera out after we've had tea. After dinner, he's cooking a beef curry. So I'm hoping that when that's done... So I might just pop the camera on the side and just have a proper little swim. So thank you for joining me. Morning. It's not early, it's about 7:15. And you do question sometimes why you're camping. And your back is killing you. Trying to set things up on the floor and everything else. And you think, it's easier to stay in hotels and bed and breakfasts. But this is why you camp. Let me show you this view. Carl's down there, you'll see him in the picture probably. Just look at this view this morning. I'm stood by the tent, turn the camera around. I mean, look at that. You'd never see things like that if you're in a hotel. It is just beautiful. That alone was worth camping for last night. It was magical that night there. That was fantastic.
But that night we had a hawk that was still there in the morning that basically slept in the trees just above the tent. Yeah. And during the day we were probably no more than 15-20 feet from this hawk that was just sat in the trees.
The nature we've seen.
Just sunning himself in the morning. It was wonderful.
Yeah, the nature we've seen is just, it's been amazing.
And that sunrise in the morning was rather special.
Yeah.
Open up the tent, it was wow. Get up, you need to come and see this.
Yeah, it was really good. And then so the next morning we set off from Cowichan Lake, did the west side of the lake then, south. And got to Victoria, wasn't it? Yes, Victoria. To catch the ferry to Victoria. So parked the bikes up, went through. They said, park your bikes there, you'll be first on. And we had a couple of hours to wait. So we went across the road and got some breakfast.
Got some tucker.
That's spent the rest of our Canadian dollars and had some breakfast. Went back and thought this would be fine. First chap came around. We won't tell the whole story because it's on the video. But yeah, you were a problem, weren't you?
Yeah.
It's a problem at borders. So we're at the American Customs in Victoria on Vancouver Island, and the US officer came over to chat to us initially at the bikes. Bikes are here. Really nice guy, good bit of banter, fantastic. He said we can have another 6 months. We've then gone into the area behind me, the netting there, and you queue up and you show your passports. And because of Mr. Grumpy Draws at Denver Airport when we actually first came into the United States, he didn't put Carl into the system properly. When we went through at Skagway back into the US to go to Skagway, he said, "Oh, you're not on the system properly." And I looked it up, and then he saw that he'd been stamped in, he'd seen the Canadian stamp, so he initialed it and said, "Okay, that's fine, let us in." Now she's put his passport through the thing and just said, "You need a permit, you haven't come up." So he's sitting on the naughty step at the moment. You're told to sit on this bench, so he's on the naughty bench, just waiting to see what happens. Yeah, all because that guy didn't put him into the system correctly. So I'm sure it'll all be fine, but it's just so frustrating. She didn't stamp the passports, so I don't know if we get them stamped again, whether we do get another 6 months. So we shall see when he comes out and what's to do. So yeah, it's always just a bit when you get to customs and borders and things like this happen. I mean, these are the easy borders. Goodness knows what's going to happen in South America, but yeah, we can't even get into the States properly each time, so I don't know. Anyway, we'll see what happens when he comes out and whether he's allowed in. I've just had a peep in there and he's still on the naughty seat, but he's got somebody sitting beside him, so he's good company now. There's 2 naughty people. Yeah, I'm sure it's fine, but such a pain. I'm sure that border official Customs did it deliberately because he was just Mr. Grumpy. But anyway, we'll see. Well, it's all sorted. So shortly after I turned the camera off, this other nice customs official came over to me and said, "Oh, you're ready to go?" I went, "You've been spoken to?" I said, "Oh yeah, we've been spoken to." But there seems to be a problem with my husband. I don't know, I don't think we were checked in at Denver properly. Something's gone wrong. So we asked if he said, "Oh, come on in with me." He said, "I'll sort it out." Because they didn't stamp our passports for the other 6 months. Anyway, he came in with us, he explained what we were doing, what was going on, and then the cheerful chap who was first spoken to came in and said, "Oh, did they tell you what they're doing? They're riding around the world." And so, yeah, anyway, we're re-stamped into the US. We've got our permits, whatever they are, and we've got now until the end of March, so we have restarted the 6 months. Yep. So we were, thank you very much.
That was the result, yes.
Or Brits abroad, can't take us anywhere.
After sitting on the naughty step for 20 minutes.
I said that to her. I said, he's on the naughty chair. I said,
was on the naughty chair. Oh.
You had company though, didn't you?
I did have company, briefly.
2 naughty people.
Yeah, briefly.
So anyway, we've got another 6 months. We're all stamped in, and hopefully it's right this time. But anyway, we haven't got to go in again. So next time we go out, we're not coming back.
Okay.
So all happy days.
Yes.
Good grief, I can't believe this. He is a good driver. Yeah. He knows his truck. The bumper's awesome. Yeah. Wow. That's amazing. Bye-bye, Canada!
Bye-bye, Canada. I can't see you because the sun's in my eye. Wow.
I'll just drop the camera. So they let Carl on the ferry in the end. I told them not to. We came out, Brits abroad, can't take us anywhere. And they did make them all laugh. But
as it turns out, I didn't really hear the lady properly anyway. I think it was because I had requested a new permit, a new 6-month permit. She hadn't seen the writing on your slip.
No.
But she'd seen the writing on my slip.
She said, "You didn't tell me that." I said, "Well, you didn't. It says on the slip."
Well, yeah, but you weren't not about to argue with that.
Exactly.
So I think that's what it was.
Yeah.
It literally just for the fresh 6 months permit.
We got me to thank for that, because I was just stood there by the bike looking a little bit lost, and made contact with this other border official. Came over and he said, have you been seen? I said, oh yeah, but my husband's been told to wait in there for some reason, and I don't know what's going on. I don't think he was checked in at Denver properly, and it's all a bit confusing. And he said, oh, what are you doing? So I told him, and he wound me up a little bit. Have a joke. He said, oh, he just might not get into, he might be refused entry today. And I just looked at him and I was being funny, and I went, well, it's not funny though, is it? I made him laugh. He said, come on, I'll sort you out, come on, come with me. So he came in with us and said, no, you just give him another 6 months. The other guy said, well, it doesn't normally work like that. And he said, no, but they're fine.
Yeah,
he did. The other guy didn't want to do it, did he?
No, the other guy didn't want to do it.
Didn't want to do it at all. He said,
no, they're fine.
He said, you have to be out of the country for a significant amount of time. I said, we've been out for 6 weeks. He said, that's not significant. And the other guy said, just give him 6 months. He said, all right, this once. Yeah, and then charge us $12.
No, I was going to say, then we argued about it. What are you charging us for?
Yeah, what are you charging us for? I'm really confused now. So he said, you only got an Esther. He said, you only paid for an Esther. I thought, no, we didn't, but I wasn't going to argue. I waited till he finished.
No. Then he said, oh no, hang on. No, it's nothing to do with the Esther. He said, every time you enter the US, you have to pay $6.
Oh, yeah.
On the main borders.
Yes.
When you fly in, that cost is included as part of the flight.
Part of the airfare, you never see it.
When you go across land, like this one, then it's an extra $6.
So you never see it, so, yeah.
But we didn't pay, I wasn't going to argue, but we didn't pay it at Skagway.
No, we didn't, but it was only $12. It was about £8. Let's just pay it.
Yeah.
It's be gone. Yeah. So anyway, we are leaving Canada. Bye-bye Canada. Bye-bye Victoria. Bye-bye Vancouver Island.
Yes.
It's been I'm sad to leave Canada now. I'm sad to leave Alaska. Now I'm sad to leave Canada, but I'm going to feel like that with every country. So much we haven't seen. So much we have seen.
A lot has happened in Canada, and it
Wave
seems
to the
like
people.
such a long time.
It has seemed like such 6 weeks. It's a long, long time.
Yeah.
We've had 2 weeks recuperating in Whitehorse, haven't we?
Which was nice.
We've had. We've done not much, and we've done a lot. You know, it depends how you look at it.
Yep.
It's always something to come back for. Like somebody said, I've lived in Canada all my life, and I haven't seen a fraction of the place. You just don't, I suppose. It's just so big. Yeah.
Yes, but there's a lot of the rest of the world to see.
There is. And you're off into Washington State now, which we'll spend a few days there.
Yep.
We're going to service the bikes ourselves. We've got somewhere to service those. We'll keep you updated on that.
And then we'll find out everything else that's broken on it while we're servicing it.
Basically. But I want to live in one of those apartments when we finished our trip. Look, that would be awesome living there. Up out in the morning for a swim.
Yeah, oh look, there's another one of those bathtubs.
Oh, little ferry boat.
Bathtub ferries.
So yes. So thank you everybody in Canada that we've bumped into and met along the way. Thank you everybody we already knew and has put us up and looked after us, fed us, washed our clothes for us.
New friends, old friends.
Said when we arrived, do you want a shower? We smell obviously. Okay, we'll have a shower. Yeah. Thank you everybody that's so far been involved in this trip. It's been absolutely awesome to see you all. So, United States.
Here we go.
Looking forward to meeting all the new people we're going to meet along the way now.
Yes.
And into the States we go. And then we got to, where did we sail to? Port Angeles. We got off the ferry because we hadn't really done, we'd done passports and things, but we hadn't really done a customs thing. And we were worried about food because we'd got our larder, so we've got our dried food, our spaghetti, our rice, our herbs and spices. So we can't just keep throwing all this stuff away. So we thought, well, we'll just see what happens when we get there. And we rolled up and he checked our cameras were off first of all, didn't he?
Well, he asked us, are your cameras on? We said no, and he said, oh, thank you very much.
You'd have asked us to turn them off if they had been on.
He would have advised, yes.
Yeah, but, and then he just said, have you got any weapons?
Yeah, have you got any weapons? Have you got any narcotics?
Yeah, he didn't ask anything about food, so we didn't mention it. No. And he said, okay, off you go. And just waved us through.
But I said something about, oh, thanks.
Oh, no. No, he did ask about food. He said, have you got any food? And you kind of, not like, but he said, no, we had our sardines for breakfast this morning.
Thank you very much. You're kind of joking.
Yeah, thanks for that. That made him laugh. So we didn't ask any more about the food, and we did.
So he just waved us through.
And we stayed the night in Sequim.
Yes.
You were so stressed out from the border crossing. You said, let's just make a hotel and have a swim.
Yeah, we'll find one with a pool.
It's a bad day when Carl suggests a hotel and a swim. To celebrate us actually just getting into the USA.
Celebrate me just
getting Carl into the USA, because it is quite an effort. I'm going to leave him behind his borders. I know, and these are the easy English speaking ones, and honest to God. Anyway, to celebrate, we had a bit of a bad night in the tent last night with my back, so we've treated ourselves to not that expensive hotel. Look at that, lovely big bed each. Fantastic sized room, isn't it, dear? So you've made it into the USA. Mexico next, you think that'd be any easier?
Yeah, it's a big piece. I mean,
this is a family channel. Can you please watch your language?
That'll do for me, won't it?
Makeup removal wipes.
I'll need that for the morning.
Yes. Anyway, this is going to do us absolutely fine. Pretty awesome for a night. And they have a swimming pool and a jacuzzi. So we're going to get the bags in, park the bike. I feel the sun again. Anyway, get the bags in, park the bikes, and go for a swim. So see you in a bit.
Oh, this is nice.
Just going to do our backs. We'll be doing fall over. Oh, that's lovely. Get behind a jet so it massages you.
God, you know what? That's hot.
It's lovely, isn't it? It's like the hot springs.
Yeah.
This is what you need. Treat yourselves. Spotted some wildlife in the cold. Let's go and investigate.
No, just keep swimming. Just keep swimming.
Oh, he's not doing very well, is he? Just a turtle hat. Excuse the robes, because where we're filming this, we're
going for a swim.
Going for the hot tub again. Right, so that's it. I shall twirl away. Twirling away, oh God, twirling away. Crush!
Oh dear. She's not much better at riding a motorbike.
Oh!